Hey, here we are again. It's me, Corey, and I just want to take a few podcasts just to talk to you about what's personally on my heart here at the end of the year. I am, we're in the house of prayer contending for the breakout of that realm of revelation at our One Thing conference. And I have been having a prayer just burning on my heart. Maybe you turn to it. It's Jeremiah 32, verse 40. And this is a prayer that I've been praying this year, and specifically the whole realm called the fear of the Lord. And I just want to, this promise that Jeremiah prophesies concerning the nation of Israel at the end of the age and what God's going to do with the nation. But at the same time that we can take these promises and apply them right now in these prayers and begin to declare them over our own life. And this is the prayer that's in my heart for my own life, my family, and for the One Thing Conference. 25,000 young people, that God would set them at this age and that would mark them for the rest of their lives. He says in Jeremiah 32, verse 38, he says, "They shall be my people and I will be their God." Look at this. He goes, I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and their children after them. He says, I'm going to make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from doing them good. Look at this. But I will put my fear in their hearts so that they will not depart from me. I want to say that again. I will put my fear in their hearts so that they will not depart from me. I will rejoice over them to do them good. I will assuredly plant them in this land with all my heart and with all my soul. Now that's a power-packed promise right there from God. But this phrase of God putting His fear into our hearts so we'd never depart from Him, I believe that's the greatest gift that God could give this generation. That He could give a generation that is so divided. I think it's Psalm 86 says, "Unite my heart to fear your name." Unite my heart to fear your name. And God's prophesying through Jeremiah saying, I'm going to give you one heart, one way. I'm going to put my fear in your heart so you never depart from me. That there would be a loyalty, that there would be an allegiance, that there would be a plumb line, a north star that would keep you connected to me forever. My prayer in this season is that God would release fear of the Lord encounters that would plumb line a generation, that would settle them, that would cause them that whenever they get to the right or to the left, there would be a quick leash, so to speak, that would pull them back to that center piece, to that center place, and to loyalty to Jesus. I have just been praying through all the verses on the fear of the Lord. I'd encourage you to do this, is to write up. I just wrote as many of the fear of the Lord verses in the Bible, and what I'm doing in the prayer room in these days is I'm going through them and I'm just praying them. I'm going to talk about in a future podcast about the specific chapter that's burning in me. But right now, I just want you to begin to ask the Lord for the fear of the Lord. Many of us have, a lot of wrong views when it comes to the fear of the Lord. This fear is not a demonic fear, like when he talks about Timothy, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. He's not talking about a demonic fear that's connected to other things or being afraid of heights or afraid of dark or something like that. The fear of the Lord, it's a real fear. I do want you to understand that is a real fear. It's a real trembling, but it's a clean fear. It's a right fear. I want to declare to you, it is right to fear God. It is right to fear God. Most of us treat that word as a cuss word, that it's something that you're afraid of. Oh no, don't say that. That I'm only supposed to love God, not fear Him. But I want to tell you, in every relationship, there is love and there's fear. I believe that the nature of love is best contained in a healthy fear, to guard that love. I believe that the fear of the Lord are the banks of the river, and the love of God is that which flows in between the banks. I just want to get that in your head and in your heart. You begin to think about that. There's several dimensions to the fear of the Lord. Proverbs talks about choosing the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is a choice. You don't have to wait for the encounter to where all of these things like that. The fear of the Lord is the choice of saying, I'm going to choose God, choose what He says over all the other things. The fear of the Lord is a revelation that I believe is grown through time as we keep choosing the fear of the Lord. And number 3, I believe that the fear of the Lord is an encounter. That there are encounters to where God visits you, like He did to His servant John when he says, I fell at His feet as though I were dead. Daniel trembled in the presence of God. That there was a healthy fear. This is how I would define the fear of the Lord. In as short and as easy as I could say it to you, it's this. The fear of the Lord is this. Everything matters. The fear of the Lord is that everything matters. Well, we're going to keep building on this theme over the next couple of sessions, and we'll talk to you more about it later.